are the guardians of the gateway, where the hillsides tumble down from the horizon to the riverbed, where the country reaches the city, the houses, churches, pubs, hotels and shops, and the city stretches out to the country, the villages, the houses in the woods, and Dundry Church Tower piercing the sky. The spirit of change. We are the spirits of the place, the genius loci, the water nymphs of the locks. I am the destructive genie, the iron ball. Crush the houses, crush the houses.
Where will the people go?
We spirits are being transformed, transferred, embedded in concrete piles, growing into an army of columns, marching to the water's edge. Can we bridge the gap across the water? We find the iron spirit of the engineer. We are the highway spirits, forming a marriage between both sides. We are the naked and bold, concrete spirits.
We need some softening. Call in the natural spirits. Water, fountains, trees and children. The spirit of the rose survives to bloom again.
We are the guardians of the gateway, the city limit, the county boundary, where the highways intersect. The A4 and A370 twine around each other like lovers, like snakes, where cars and trucks, buses and motorbikes roar over and under, across and round about. The spirit of tumult. Those were the days.
300 million humanoid years ago.
Even 100 million years ago.
So exciting.
Explosive.
Effervescent.
Extraordinary. In fact, tumultuous. The earth shook, heaving, surging. The sky was alight, crimson, vermilion, luminous arsenic citron. Molten rocks regurgitating, full of sound and fury. Oh yes, the earth certainly moved for me. It all went very quiet. I dozed off for about 90 million years, to tell you the truth. When I woke up, I realized I'd been underwater, salt water. Quite exciting, I must admit. Being forced up like volcanic vomit, cracking and straining, torrents of rushing water. That was when the gorge opened up, of course. That's more like it, I thought. We are the guardians of the gateway, the point of entry and exit, the coming and going, where past meets present and present meets future, where memory meets recognition, perception, dream, imagination, fantasy.
The spirit of Gertrude. Where are you? Come back to me, please. Please. Lost, lost, lost. There used to be so many cowslips, box oxlips, the little shepherdesses used to call them. So sweet for posies, hot lavenders and mints, savoury marjoram, marigolds, violets and rue, all content to be gathered and admired, but eager to spring up again with the seasonal sun. Those were the days. Moderation in all things, but with an absolute effusion of cowslips, and now lost. Where have they all gone? Oh, it was so lovely. Lost, all lost, lost.
The spirit of Patrick. If it's a tall story you want, I'm your man. Patrick Cotter of Kinsale, County Cork, otherwise known as Patrick O'Brien, lodger in Hotwells Road from 1804 until my death 2 years later. I lie encased in rock in Trenchard Street Chapel. What did I die of, you ask? Come close and I'll whisper in your ear. I was the kind of man that children fear. I was the kind of man who haunts your fairy tales. Fee, fi, fo, fum, I smell the blood, ha ha ha, of gigantism. 8 feet 1 inch tall in my bare feet. Yes, you could say I walked these streets with my head in the clouds. Yes, I've got a head for heights, that's for sure. Spirit of the hot wells. I am the water flowing down underground. Unable to explain the way I lost my babble. When they closed me down, they put rubble in my mouth. How can I show them the fire here that blazes inside? I sink like this column. I'm a memory of the past, buried so deep. But if you take a walk up the road, you might find where I leak.
Take a path to the past, via Hotwells Station. Walk the steep steps just beyond and up to the suspension bridge. I am alive to your footfalls, just a trickle of water beside the steps. I help mulch rocky ground. Come spring, summer, autumn, winter, I never grow so cold that I turn to ice.
But I will rise on the tide, slip into Bristol's docks, spring to the surface when they hit the town with dynamic thermal imaging. I shall roll in and rock, a Latin treasure, Avona in my slippery fancy frock. We are the guardians of the gateway, where Avon, Newcut and floating harbour meet, and the vessels navigate the channels and locks. Pyronaut, the Waverley, the Balmoral and Harry Brown, where the waters come and go, springtide, low tide, ebb and flow, ebb and flow.
The spirit of Cornelius. They call me Cornelius the Cormorant. I live on the banks of the Avon, diving into the murky water, surfacing with my bill full of fish. I have black, shiny feathers. I spreads my wings out full span to dry. I saw the great ships sail into Bristol, the Great Britain and the Matthew. I love to land on their masts and empty my full belly onto their decks. The old sea dogs, full of ale and wind, swabbing the decks, raising the sails, and dancing a jig to the sound of the squeeze box. They aim their pistols at me, trying to shoot me down for splattering their scrub decks. And Jack Tar finally got me.
Over 40 years, the spirit fades.
It's a shabby place. Those humans don't care.
The noise, the traffic, the pollution increases. We spirits need a better place to dwell. Give us a beautiful vision as we enter the city, and a happy memory when we leave. Of grass, of trees, of happy people, of children at play. We spirits need your help. It needs to happen today.
I mean, ideally.